Today, we're going to build the Marauder using 19 LEGO pieces.
These are all the pieces you are going to need. In the description of this video, I left the piece names, count, and design IDs.
I have been wanting to build the Marauder since I saw the first season of the Bad Batch on Disney+. But I just got really busy with work, never really had time to go through my different LEGO pieces to kind of figure out how to create this thing in micro scale. Then, in 2022, LEGO made a Marauder for their Advent calendar. So I was lucky enough to get the 2022 Star Wars Advent calendar with the Marauder in it. But for those of you who weren't able to get it, I thought I'd show you how LEGO built it for their LEGO Advent calendar while I'm still going about trying to figure out how to build it myself, my own style in micro scale. But theirs looked really cool, so I wanted to share it with you while I'm still working on my own creation. But what we're going to do is start with this 2x2x1 double curved slope with 2 studs, and those 2 studs are on top. And we're going to turn it around. We're going to be working on the bottom here. And we're going to get a 1x2 plate with handles on both ends. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those studs on the bottom of my double curved slope here so the handles are hanging out the end. And this is where we're going to attach our wings. But look, going back to the bottom, we've got this space here, this little gap. I'm going to grab a 1x2 plate with 1 finger grip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it so those plates are flush against each other on the bottom, and that finger grip sticks out the front, because this is where I'm going to attach the canopy, or the cockpit of my Marauder. And to build the Marauder cockpit, I'm going to grab a 1x2 plate with 2 finger grip, because get this, the 2 finger grip will attach the 1 finger grip to make a connection, so our cockpit is attached to the body of our Marauder. And now to build up that cockpit. And to build up the cockpit, what we're going to do is grab a 1x2 plate piece in this sand blue color. I really love the sand blue color. It just looks so cool. But this is like light blue gray, dark blue gray, and sand blue. But I'm going to put that sand blue 1x2 plate on my 1x2 plate with 2 finger grip. Just going to build it up. Then I'm going to grab a 2x1 curved slope piece with no studs. And what I'm going to do is, to get that nice little nose of the Marauder, that pointed nose, I'm going to take this slope piece, put it on the front stud of my 1x2 plate piece so it's hanging over the edge. And now I'm going to grab one more 1x2 plate piece and put it so that it's on that last stud of my 1x2 plate piece, and have it connect there and then go all the way across the hinge to make this look like a solid build instead of 2 separate pieces. So now it looks more solid. And now for the canopy, the red glow that comes out of the canopy of the Marauder, I'm going to grab a 1x1 tile piece in this translucent red color and put it on that front stud of my 1x2 plate like this. And that's going to be the front canopy of my Marauder. And then we still have 1 stud back there, and I want to make this more smooth so they can go from space to atmosphere. So I'm grabbing a 1x1 tile piece in that sand blue color and just putting on that back stud between the 1x2 plate and the curved slopes here. So I got that. Now the canopy or cockpit of my Marauder is done, and now I get to build out those wings. And for the top wing, that big old top wing, I'm going to grab a 1x2 plate in that sand blue color and just put it right there on those top studs of my double curved slope to raise it up a bit, because I need to raise it up. Next, I'm going to grab a 3x1 slope piece. I think it's like a 33 3x1 slope piece. And what I'm going to do is, the thin end of that slope piece is going to go on the back of those 1x2 studs on top, and just have it connect. So the thin end's there on the back, and it slopes up. And we've got that nice little 1 stud space where there's a gap to match the Marauder. And now for the side wings. And the side wings were actually a really kind of hard build, and it took me some time to really look at the small picture of the Advent calendar. So to build those small wings, what we're going to do is we're going to get a 4x1 wedge plate in this sand blue color. And then we're going to get a 1x3 plate in this black color. And what we want to do is we want to basically have these opposites. So here's my thick end of my wedge plate going to a thin end. Here's the thin end going to the thick end. So what I do, see how they're opposite. So I've got the flat ends kind of facing each other, and I overlap so that the big end of the 4x1 wedge plate is on the thin end, and the thin end is on the fat end. And so I've got 1 stud on the top of the small part of my 4x1 plate exposed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a 1x2 tile piece and put that 1x2 tile piece so it connects to that side stud of my larger wedge plate and goes across the bottom of my other smaller 3x2 wedge plate to give it a more solid look. And if I turn it around, you're going to see this nice little area here. Well, we've got that one part of the tile exposed. What I'm going to do is grab a 1x2 plate with this side clip, and I'm going to put it so that the plate goes onto that black part of my wing, and really it's only that tile, that 1x2 tile gets the full connection. But I put it on there to connect it, and I've got the wing of my Marauder. And what I want to do is I want to have the blue end, so the blue end, the bigger blue end, facing forward. So what I'm going to do is take that clip, put it on that back bar handle I did at the very beginning of my build, and put it on like this, and you can bend it down and up. And the other wing, exact same build, just the opposite direction. So here's the completed model, but if I take it apart, we got our big wedge plate, 4x2 wedge plate, 3x2 wedge plate, putting them together. I got my 1x2 tile piece going across, and now I've got my 1x2 plate with the clip. And I'm just going to show you that connection really close here so we see it when I put it on there. You can kind of see where it's not a full connection on the side there. So it's really just that side clip holding it together. So it is a delicate model, but then we just put those clips into the handle like this, and we can have our Marauder landing, flying, or doing what you want as it shuttles the Bad Batch across the galaxy.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.